Welcome back to Hard Copy. My guest is the General Manager, Corporate Communications of the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, Mr. Oyebode Fadipe. And we're looking at the electricity sector from the point of view of the distribution companies. Mr. Oyebode, let's look at some of the challenges now that the consumers face, especially because you're in direct contact with the consumers. One of them is metering. It's NERC says only 4 out of the electricity distribution companies in Nigeria have metered up to 50% of the electricity consumers under their coverage. That shows that there's a metering gap of about 54%. Why do we still have those huge metering gap?
Now let's do a bit of a backflip, as it were. Let's look at the historical background. Shortly before privatization, NEC came up with what was called CAPME, Credited Advance Payment for Metering Implementation. That was intended to address the metering gap. And what was the philosophy behind it, or how was it operating then? Customers were expected to pay, and then there will be a refund through unit credit, and then a 12% interest. So it was more of a loan, but paid over a period of time. Unfortunately, that program had to suffer a setback, and so the federal government, in its wisdom, discontinued it, and then allowed DISCO 100% space to now meter customers. Again, that did not move at the very space that customers wanted it to move. Of course, the reason for that, we will get back to that one. Then, on the basis of that challenge that arose from that program, federal government again came with the policy of MAP, which is Meter Asset Provider. There is a similarity between CAPME and MAP, except that this time around, there is a third party, which has liberalized the provision of meter. So, no DISCO, by the time MAP comes in, no DISCO will be having a company or, say, provide meters directly. They will now go through the third party, which is the vendor that will now provide the meters for the customer.
Are DISCOs against that?
No, they are not against it.
But then, here's what the NERC chairman says. He says that the DISCOs are frustrating the federal government's efforts at metering. In his own words, he says, since the procurement of MAP on Tuesday, April the 3rd, 2018, none of the DISCOs has taken it up. Currently, the metering gap of just Ikeja Electric, IBEDC, Kaduna DISCOs are in their hundreds of thousands. So there's the clear accusation from him that the DISCOs are frustrating government efforts on metering.
To the best of my knowledge, now I have to be very specific. To the best of my knowledge, we have worked very closely with NEC in terms of MAP. And I know that we are running in accordance with their timetable. But we have also done investments in relation to provision of meter prior to the commencement of MAP, which is going to be 2019. So, and what investment did we do? We have a 10 billion naira contract with a company to supply at least 250,000 pieces of meter before the commencement of MAP. So that by the time MAP commences, all our metering effort, all our metering program will now be sunk into the program of NEC, which is MAP. So now, coming back to the issue of meter, I got to the point where I talked about the MAP. Metering is such a major challenge. One, we don't manufacture meter in this country. All the vendors that are providing meters bring them in as what you call CKD and then assemble here. God help us, we get to a point in this country where we can provide our own meters. What used to happen in those days was this metering company in Zaria, MCON, that was producing meter. I'm not too sure whether MCON is still there again. That was where we're getting, and that one was postpaid meters. But now we are talking most of the time of prepaid meters. And we all know the advantages of the prepaid meter. It may not go around everywhere. It may not be everybody that would need the prepaid meter. But substantially, we have moved away from the postpaid meter to the prepaid meter platform. That's one. Two, a major issue with anything that is happening in the power sector today is the issue of equity. is the issue of funds to provide for all of these facilities. The fund to do it is coming from just one source, and that is the recovery from energy sold. Even if you borrow money from the bank, it is through the sale of energy that you will repay. There is no other thing that the discos are licensed to do other than to wheel energy to the home of customers and collect money for it in return. Now, when they collect the money for it, the discos don't hold the 100%. They remit back to the market so that other players within the sector can also get funds to service themselves.
Do discos benefit more from estimated billing than metering?
For Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, I say an emphatic no. Why? Our studies have shown that we lose more from areas where we don't have meters. That's one.
So what's your drive to meter customers, seeing as you lose more? And then there's a threat of where you're not recouping all the monies you have invested. So why are you not pushing for an entire complete metering process? Now,
this is the answer to that question. If a company can invest 10 billion naira on one of its major components, that company cannot be said not to have the drive to meter everybody. 10 billion naira into just one. We have vehicles to buy, we have transformers, we have cables, we have insulators, we have feeder pillars, we have fuses, we have salary to pay, we have so many things to do, but for just one item, we are spending 10 billion naira. That company cannot be said to be unserious.
There's a legislation currently before the House of Representatives to amend the Electric Sector Reform Act of 2005, which will criminalize estimated billing. First of all, it says, if a customer is not metered within 30 days after application has been duly made, the relevant electricity distribution company is prohibited from refusing to connect the customer or disconnect the customer in the event that the customer has been connected or even estimate his bills. And the proposal goes forward to recommend an imprisonment of 6 months for offenses such as illegal disconnection, refusal of the disco to connect the customer after application, or on metering within 30 days of a customer applying for a prepaid meter and issuance of estimated billing.
I think one thing we must appreciate is that the supply of electricity is based on contractual agreement, and parties are free. Under the principle of law, parties are free to determine what will be the binding clauses of their contractual agreement. If the service provider and the customer agree that, okay, I need electricity, the two of them will agree, these are the conditions under which I can give you electricity. And failure to give you electricity under this condition, or failure to accept those conditions, you are free to say you don't want my electricity. I am also free to say that I cannot give you the electricity. Because come to think of it, you say, okay, I cannot collect money from customer for electricity supply because of the issue of estimated billing, or because I have not metered the customer within 30 days. Fine, fantastic provision, is populist in nature, no problem about that. But the point is this: how do I pay for the energy that I will be giving to you when there is no meter in that place? There is somebody who has given me the energy to give to you. The person that is supplying the meter is a third party. The only option I have is to withhold the supply of electricity to you until a meter is available. All of this is why I said at the point of discussing this proposed bill, all the parties will be allowed to express their view. I'm not sure this is cast in stone. The legislative body that is proposing this bill is also alive to the stark realities of our situation in this country.
Very well, then I'd like to say a very big thank you for finding time to come speak with us today on Hard Copy.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's Hard Copy for tonight. I'd like to say thank you also for finding time to tune in. Don't hesitate to send us your feedback using our social media handles and email displayed on your screen. And do remember to catch the entire interview again on our website, channelstv.com. I'm Terry Ikume. Good night.